And lately I've been thinking about, like, how am I even going to make this happen? What type of tools or resources do I need? Do I need a book publishing company? Like, what do I need in order to make these things happen? So in this video, make sure you tune into the entire video. I'm going to be showing you guys a real fancy, real easy, real beginner friendly tool that's going to help you make all of these happen. All of these things happen. So if you are interested in creating your own book, your own workbook, your own journal, this is the video for you. Hey y'all, hey, it's Troyia Monay back to y'all with another video. Today's video is super exciting, you guys. I'm letting y'all in on the tea, honey. So if you are interested in creating your own book, writing your own book, creating your own journal or workbook, any of them type of things, this is the video for you. It is one of my goals in the year 2023 to create my own book this year, create an additional source of income, and to actually make sure that I'm continuously pouring back into my audience. So one of my goals this year is to create my very own planner, workbook, journal type of situation. And lately I've been thinking about, like, how am I even going to make this happen? What type of tools or resources do I need? Do I need a book publishing company? Like, what do I need in order to make these things happen? So in this video, make sure you tune into the entire video. I'm going to be showing you guys a real fancy, real easy, real beginner friendly tool that's going to help you make all of these happen. All of these things happen. So if you are interested in creating your own book, your own workbook, your own journal, this is the video for you. So let me go ahead and put y'all up on game. So I'm super excited to introduce you guys to a bookseller software called Bookbolt. So Bookbolt, you guys, uses Amazon's ADP in order for you to go through and create your own book. So they specialize in creating what is called low content books. So low content books are basically almost exactly what it sounds like, right? It is a book with very, very little content in it. It is not like your traditional book where there is words on every single page, all over the pages. That is not what a low content book is. A low content book, I'll give you guys an example, is going to be something along the lines of this, where there are empty pages for you to go through and create your own content, add in your own content as the user of the actual book itself. So that is going to be your planners, your workbooks, your coloring books, your journals, different things along those lines are what's going to make what is called a low content book. And that is pretty much what Bookbolt specializes in. So instead of me doing all this rambling, y'all pretty much got the gist. I'm going to give you guys an example of me creating my own book using Bookbolt. This will not be the book that I'm going to sell, but I'm definitely going to be using Bookbolt when it's time for me to go through and create my own workbook. I definitely want to show you guys how to do it, show you guys how to create more of a passive style type of income, and get to the money this year. Y'all been sitting on your ideas all year. Let's put these journals and these workbooks and these planner dreams and goals that we have, let's put it to you. So let's get into the screen and let's get it popping.
All right. So let's hop into it, you guys. This is what the Bookbolt platform looks like. I have all the links down below for you guys to make sure that you access everything that you need to get started with creating your very first book. So as you guys can see here, they have a free 3-day trial that I would really recommend you to take advantage of. See if it's something that you like. See if it's something that you really kind of want to go through and tap into. Let's go ahead and log in and I'll show you guys the behind the scenes of the entire platform. All right, so when you first log into Bookbolt, you guys, this is exactly what you are going to see. One of my favorite aspects about Bookbolt is how user-friendly the actual software is. When we start thinking about, creating books and creating journals and workbooks and all of these different things, in my opinion, that sounds a little bit confusing. Like, oh my goodness, it's going to be so many different bells and whistles and so many different things that I need to click on and, so many different softwares and elements. But y'all, Bookbolt made it so simple and so easy. And I'm going to show y'all just how simple and easy it is. So right up over here, you guys, this is pretty much like your home screen. You have two different tabs. You have a research tab, which is what we're on right now. And then you also have a create tab. Y'all know, if you've been sitting here watching my YouTube videos for a long time, we like to do a little bit of research before we start anything. So I'm going to start in this research area and walk you guys through it. So the first section, you guys, here is called tutorials. This is where you are able to literally get a tutorial of every single element of the research portion of Bookbolt. You also are able to get some additional services down here too, such as mass cover creator if you're trying to go through and create covers for your book, and a bunch of different other things as well. For the sake of today's video, we are going to hop into my favorite two areas, which is the cloud and also which is keywords. So let's hop into the 𝗧 and let's go ahead and get it started. So what 𝗧 is going to do, you guys, is it's going to go through and give you a pretty much overview of all of the different bestsellers according to Bookbolt. So we are going to start with the top 100. We kind of want to narrow our search down, and you do have the ability to search by, you know, however many genres of books that you kind of want to go through as well. The category over here, we are going to be creating a notebook today, or maybe a journal. Let's do a journal today. And I'll be showing you guys the top 100 journals for right now. So as you guys can see, these are the top 100 journals right now that is on Amazon. So that is going to help you so much as it relates to creating your own book and also your own journal. So that way you're able to really see, okay, like, you know, what are the top things right now? What are some of the things that people are really into right now as it relates to journals? If you don't have any idea as to what type of journal you want to create, this can also help you. Another great thing here is you can look at the book titles in order to get inspiration as to how to title it. And one of my favorite things, y'all know I love talking about like sales and numbers and all of the things. We can see our estimated monthly sales according to Bookbolt. We can also see the price of how these authors are pricing their products. And then we can also go through and even see the reviews, and even go through and click on some of these books and look at the product descriptions as well. So this is going to be a really, really useful key when you are going through and building out your journal and your workbook. Let's just get some data. Let's get some analytics. See what worked for some of these companies, especially if some of these people are getting some really great results. We kind of want to be able to see what they're doing. So that is going to be the top 100 category, aka the 𝗧, for you guys to go through and check that out. After that, let's hop into keywords. This is another really great area within Bookbolt because you're really able to type in some keywords or key phrases after you kind of figure out what type of journal you are looking to create. So if I'm trying to create a workbook for entrepreneurs, I might just type in simple CEO. Let's see what comes up. So right here, now I'm going to get a ton of different keywords or key phrases that have to do with CEO. So that way I know whenever I'm naming my book, whenever I'm doing my product descriptions, whenever I'm on the back end of the Amazon KDP site in order for me to upload this book, I know what keywords or key phrases I can put inside of my product description, or keywords or key phrases that I can put on the back end of Amazon just to make it that much easier for my customer to see it. Over here, we have the Amazon selections, we have Google selections, and over here we have competition, which I love this section because once we click on it, we can see some of the top different keywords that have to deal with the keyword we typed in. So earlier we typed in CEO. Let's just type in e-commerce. Let's just see what comes up. So over here, we have all the different types of keywords that have to do with e-commerce. Let's type on competition and see what's the top one. E-commerce book, e-commerce books, e-commerce books 2022, e-commerce for dummies, profit first e-commerce. So as you guys can see here, you want to use the keywords that have maybe not necessarily high competition, but maybe something in the mid to low range, because that's going to be maybe a really great way for you to stand out as it relates to your book being found. So I love the fact that Bookbolt allows you to design the book, but they also are giving you some really great tools here too to make sure that you are creating a book that's going to be profitable too. I think that that's another really great important aspect of it as well. So as you guys can see here, you have a ton of different tools and resources here on the side that'll help you as it relates to getting your book off the ground and, you know, giving you additional sources of resources in order to make sure that you are good to go with launching your book. All right, so we are going to hop into create. Let's get started with making our book, honey. So we are going to go to create, and then we are going to hit the Bookbolt Studio. All right, so now that I'm in the Bookbolt Studio, it is going to ask me for my login information again, and we are going to go ahead and enter that. All right. So as you guys can see, I've been playing a lot around with Bookbolt, but for the sake of today's video, I really want to show you guys how to create your very first project. So when it's time for you to create your first project, you guys will get this pop-up that comes on your screen, and it says new project. Over here, we are going to make sure that we select a couple different basic elements of our design so that way we can get started with creating it. So at the top right here, you have your product type, which is you want to create a paperback with a cover and interior. Is it a paperback cover, paperback interior, hardcover, and a bunch of different other options. For the sake of today's video, I'm personally going to be creating a paperback cover and interior. After that, we can go ahead and name our project. This can be the title of your book, or this can be any type of name that you just want to use in order to keep, you know, everything organized on the back end of Bookbolt. I'm going to be saying 𝗕𝗏𝗀 journal. You can even go through and create your trim size. So I like to keep mine at about 6x9. That's usually like a traditional journal size, but you do have a couple different options here. You even have the ability to customize the size if you'd like as well. So I'm going to keep mine at 6x9. And then you have some additional options here for the interior and the paper type. I'm going to be choosing just a regular black and white interior with white paper, or you can even go in here and choose standard color, premium color, however you want to go through and do that as well. I'm also going to be selecting no bleed because I do not want this to bleed off into the edges of the book. You can even come in here and choose how many pages you want this book to consist of. I'm going to be choosing 100 pages. And we're going to hit create project. So now that our project is nice and it's created and all of the things, now we have the ability to start going through and creating the actual book itself. So as you guys can see here on the actual page right here, you're seeing a ton of different options here in order for you to go through and create your book. Just giving you a couple of different elements about the design and also the dimensions of you creating that book as well. So I'm going to come up here to this gradient tool so we can get rid of that. And I'm going to select hide cover template. And then I'm going to hit OK. So now let's get started with creating the cover of the book. On the right hand side, this is going to be the front cover. On the left hand side, this is going to be the back cover. And over here on the left hand side, these are going to be all of the different pages that make up the actual book itself. So let's get started with creating the actual front cover of the book. I feel like this is more of the fun part of creating different books and different things along that sort. So we're going to come up here to where it says the file library. And I'm going to come up here to 𝗕𝗫𝗶𝗀 and 𝗬𝗏𝗶𝗀. What I love about Bookbolt is they've included these copywritten free different types of elements for you. So that way you can go through and get images for your book cover without worrying about if they're copywritten or not. You can come up here to the search bar and you can search for anything that has to do with your book in order for you to get some images for your front cover. Of course, if you do so wish to get a graphic designer or anything along those lines to create your book cover, you can go ahead and upload that here too. So I'm going to go to Unsplash. I love Unsplash. I've been using it for years working in college. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to just type in CEO and press enter. So now I'm going to get a bunch of different images here that have to correlate with being a CEO, maybe being an entrepreneur of some sort. And I am going to select whatever cover I think more so fits the aesthetic or vibe that I'm trying to go through and create. For the sake of today's video, let's go with this image here. So now that I have my image, it is inside of all the guidelines that I need. I am good to go with this being the front cover. I'm going to head over here to the title section and the text section, and I am going to add in some keywords. So we named ours the 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀 journal. So now I'm going to copy all of it, and I need to make sure that it is nice and centered in all of the things. So we're going to center that. Now I know that I can go through and move everything over just a little bit to make sure I can see everything. There we go. Good to go there. And now we have 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗀 journal. Let's go through and make it just a little bit smaller. Let's copy all of this actually, and let's change the font because that's not really speaking to the girls. Choose something a little bit more feminine, a little bit more girly. That one's cute. And then I can even copy it as well. And then let's just play with the sizing as well. So let's play with the line height. We kind of want to make that just a little bit smaller, so that way it's touching just a little bit more. Even make it just a little bit bigger there too. After that, let's go ahead and name our journal as the author. So I'm just going to say by Troyia Monay. Boom, there we go. Make it a little longer. We're going to copy all of it, and then we are going to go ahead and center it off. So now I can go ahead and put that right smack dab right there. So let's say that this is the journal that we want to go through and create. At this back of this page, this is going to be the back cover. So I'm going to go up here to rectangle just so I can get some color. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the back cover. And I am going to just make it maybe like a nice cute pink color. Something similar to that. On the back cover, you can also be sure to add any barcodes if you'd like. You can, of course, add a description of your journal, anything along those lines. But for the sake of today's video, I really want to show you guys how to get into the actual content of the book as well. So now that our cover is done, let's hop over into our first page. Now that we're on our first page, we can come up here to this little maze tool. And this is going to give you so many different options, you guys. I love Bookbolt, you guys. So many different options as to how to go through and just literally you are dragging and dropping a book and making money from it. Go through and market that thing and you are good to go. So I'm just going to type in journal. And now I'm getting a bunch of different elements here that are going to help me with making up my journal. So as you guys can see, I have a gratitude journal, a prayer journal, all of the different things. So I'm going to actually be taking a couple of these different pages to kind of customize how I want my journal to look. So the first page, I want that to be my prayer journal. I'm going to select that page and then I'm going to hit next. You have some different options here as far as sizing, and then I'm going to hit submit. Now the first page in my journal is now my prayer journal. After that, I can move over to my second page, go back to that maze tool, type in journal again, and now I can make that other page my gratitude journal. Hit submit, and now that's my gratitude journal there. Now for the rest of the pages, since this is a journal and since I want people to actually have the ability to write in it, I'm just going to go through and type in journal. Go ahead and go with any of these just blank pages. I like wide rule because I need a lot of space to go through and write. I'm going to hit select all, so that way I'm not selecting all 100 pages. And then I'm going to deselect the pages that already have content on them. So now that all the other pages are selected, I can come up here and I can hit next and I can hit submit. Now I have an entire book, you guys, of all of my journal pages. How amazing is that? So quick, so easy. And now look, I'm done. That literally took like 5 minutes. After that, I'm going to hit download, and you want to make sure that you download the current project as a RGB file. All right, so now that you've completely finished creating your journal, you want to come over here to Amazon KDP. Amazon KDP, you guys, stands for Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So we're going to go up here and we're going to hit sign in. If you already have an Amazon account, you are good to go with this. Completely free tool for you to go through and utilize. So we're going to select sign in. So now that we're signed in, you guys, you want to make sure that you go through and do all the necessary steps in order to complete your account. And then you want to come up here to create. After that, Amazon is just asking you what type of project are you creating. Earlier, we decided that we created a paperback, so we're going to go through and select that one. After that, we're going to fill in some details. So we have the language section. Obviously, ours is in English, so we're good to go there. We can even add in our book title. We named ours the Her Hustle Journal. You can even add a subtitle, and I can say a journal to help you launch and organize your business. So now we have our subtitle. After that, if you have a series, you can go through and put some additional details there. If there's an edition number, you can go through and put that to there too. This is my favorite part, y'all. This is your time to shine. Let everyone know that you are the author of this book. So I'm just going to put Troyia Monay, and then I'm going to put my last name here as well. Any contributors, you can go through and add that information there. And you can also even go through and add in your description. This is where you really want to make sure that you're really detailed, because when your customers, or your potential customers rather, are coming onto Amazon in order to go through and to purchase your book, you want to make sure that you are giving them as much detail as possible. For the sake of today's video, I am just going to say a journal to help you launch and grow your business. And then I'm also going to say 100 pages. And then I'm also going to say high quality. Boom. So that's my mini description. Of course, take advantage of all the characters that they're giving you here too, to make sure you're good to go. After that, we have our publishing rights. So I am going to say I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. If you don't want to go through and do that, and you want to, actually identify this as a public domain work, you can go through and add that too. After that, we're going to put some of those keywords that we found earlier inside of Bookbolt to help us out. So here are some of those keywords that we found earlier. So let's go ahead and copy and paste a couple of these, some low ones. We can copy and paste some of the high ones in order to really, really make sure that our book can be found on Amazon. So we have e-commerce. Let's go ahead and get a high one. Even though there's high competition, we still might be able to shine through, and make sure that we're able to get some traction. After that, let's just put journal. We can put female CEO. We can put business journal. We can put prayer journal. And then lastly, we can just put calendar. All right, cool. So now we have some really great keywords or key phrases that we are going to use in order to describe our book. After that, you have categories. This is a really, really important element that you really want to pay attention to when you are uploading your book to Amazon KDP. Choose categories, and you want to figure out which category your book belongs to. Ours, of course, is more so nonfiction, and we want to come over here into the business category. We can select on some of the different elements down here as well. Let's go ahead and let's select e-commerce, and we can go ahead and just select general and hit save. So now we know that our book can be found in the business section under e-commerce under general. How amazing is that? Making it really easy for people who are looking for e-commerce journals to find our book. After that, we know that this is a low content book, so we are going to select that. If it's a high print book, you want to go through and put that too. We are going to say that this book does not contain any type of language or situations that are inappropriate for people under the age of 18. So we're just going to hit no. We're going to hit save and continue. All right, so now that that is nice and saved, we are good to go with continuing the process of uploading our book. After that, we can hit a publish date. What day do we want to even go through and publish the book? Let's say we choose today, which is February 9th. Select that. And then we can even select the pages that we selected earlier inside of Bookbolt. That's why it's important to make sure that when you are creating these different elements in these settings inside of Bookbolt, that you transfer them all over also into Amazon KDP. Earlier, we selected white interior with white paper, so that was selected for us there. We know that our book is a 6x9, so we're good to go there too. After that, we selected no bleed, so we can go ahead and select that. We want ours to be matte. It's going to be a little bit cheaper being matte, so let's go ahead and choose that one. And then down here, this is where we are going to upload our book. This is our book's manuscript. So when you first download your book inside of Bookbolt, it's going to send as a zip file. You have to open that zip file up, and you want to select the interior to go in here and the exterior to go down here as your book cover. So let's make sure we go through and do that. All right, so we are going to select upload paper. So now our files are nice and downloading. And sometimes this can take a while, so be a little patient. All right, so it says that it is good to go. So now we are good to go there. I'm pretty sure it's still uploading in the background. We are gonna go up here to our book. And as you guys can see here, Amazon has an ability for you guys to go through and to create your own book cover if you like. But we know we've already pretty much gone through and done that inside of Bookbolt, so we don't have to use their feature. We can scroll all the way down, and we are going to hit upload cover that we already have. All right, so now our book is completely uploaded. Our cover is completely uploaded. After that, we can launch what is called a launch previewer. So this is just going to give us a preview of the entire book. Make sure everything looks exactly the way that we want it to look before we go through and approve it and make it available for our customers to go through and purchase it. It is extremely important that you pay a lot more attention also on this section too, just so that way you can make sure that you can go back into Bookbolt, make any necessary edits, upload it back into Amazon KDP. You guys see how easy it is to do here in order for you to go through and move forward. So now we're getting our entire book here. It is going to give us pretty much a summary of our book. It gave us a nice little barcode. We are good to go. We have our prayer journal in there. We have our gratitude journal and all of our journal pages. So now I'm going to come up down here to the bottom right corner, and I'm going to select approve. So now that my book is approved, I can move forward to the next step. Down here, Amazon is going to tell me how much they are going to charge me every single time someone purchases a book. And I love this about Amazon KDP, and it's because I'm not purchasing all of these books in bulk. That's going to make it even faster for my audience to get their books. I'm not doing anything on the back end. This is 100% passive, you guys. After this thing is nice and uploaded, only thing I have to really go through and do is maybe market it to my audience. But there's nothing really intense or insane for me to go through and do after that. Amazon is going to charge me, or take away rather, $2.15 from every single book purchase. So that's why it's important to make sure that you guys start thinking about profit margins. Start thinking about how much profit you would like to make after Amazon takes this $2.15. We're going to hit save and continue. And now we can go ahead with the entire process of making our book live. I can add in how much my listing price is going to be. Amazon's going to tell me a couple different things about their marketplaces, the rates, royalties, all of the different things. You guys can go through and figure out how you want all of this to go through and look as well. And after that, you can hit publish. Boom. Now you created and you launched an entire journal, an entire workbook in one day.
All right, y'all. So yeah, it is just that simple, just that easy. Let's stop sleeping on our goals and dreams. If it is time for you to make that journal, make that planner, make that workbook, let's go ahead and get it done. Make sure you guys go ahead and visit the link in my description. Go through and check out Bookbolt. Like, I didn't even know this existed, and I'm so sad that I didn't know, because guess what? Now your girl finna have a workbook done by the end of this year. So y'all better go ahead and cop one. Like my girl said, y'all better come up here and get one of these, because it is going to go down, and I'm super excited. Make sure you guys go through, check out the link, check out Bookbolt, and go ahead and get your book, get your journal. Go ahead and tap in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.